Got that one. Discord's just fucking with you, dude.
What the fuck? Welcome back.
Welcome back
to your weekly TIFU Digest, hosted by the Lousy Show. I don't know. Hang on. Fuck. Okay. I don't know.
Try clapping. Clap. Try clapping like right here, just for fun. I guess it's just right in that range where Discord won't filter it out. Oh, now it's just filtering everything.
Now Discord's like, we got you this time, big guy. Whatever. Welcome. If it's your first time seeing our channel, welcome in. Glad to have you here. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon because we upload 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for y'all viewing pleasure. And also like the video to send this out into the ethos of YouTube to tell more people to come here and come check out this awesome video and other videos that we have produced as well. If you're returning, welcome back, lousy listeners. Good to see you. Hello. You know you're in for a treat because it's TIFU and it's time to talk about some fuck ups. But before we do that, we got to keep the lights on. And by doing so, we do that with our homies in Into the AM. Yeah, longtime partner. Proudly partnered with them, have been since what? Or mid last year? Is that when we've been with them for almost a year now.
Yeah, it was after we moved. So, I mean, it's less than a year, but more than half a year, I think. So, yeah,
we're coming up on a year, I believe, which is awesome. Because we rep the brand, we love the brand, we know you'll love the brand as well. You can get you some dope shirts like this, hats, hoodies, graphic tees, the whole nine by going to the link in the description or in the pinned comment, intotheam.com/lousy. Again, intotheam.com/lousy. And when you get there, Sam, tell them what they get.
Yeah, well, I mean, like he's already said, get a great selection of clothes, hats, you know, outerwear, underwear, midwear. I don't know how fucking clothes work, but just anyway, once you pick out what you want, if you go to checkout into the discount little field and put our code LOUSY, that's LOUSY, you get 10% off, and that is stacked on top of whatever sale they're running. So very good way to save a little bit of extra dough, especially in times like these when we need it. So make sure you use our code LOUSY. We get a little kickback from it, so thank you for that if you do. And yeah, thank you, Into the AM.
Yes. Again, intotheam.com/lousy. Go check it out right now while you're listening to us, watching us, whichever you're doing on all your mobile or computer devices. And also, fuck honey. Uninstall that shit. Take care of your favorite creators by not giving away their money to a billion-dollar corporation.
Yeah.
Yeah, for all you folks who are new here, this is our TIFU Digest. For those who are returning, you know what it's about. We got 4 stories queued up for y'all this week. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ended on a high note. Sam, I believe you said before we started recording, I start. Is that correct?
Yeah, before you do, I need to address the viewers real quick.
Because it was on Tuesday, so I guess it's your turn, yeah.
It was a couple months ago when I said I should do a thing. And I said that I would do that thing. And then I dragged my feet. And then I said it would be done by the end of April. If you look at today's date, it is the end of April. Now I have made progress. I have the piano in here. I have unwrapped it and even plugged it in and started fiddling. But I don't have a jingle yet. So I just like to say I'm sorry. I'm still working on it. It will come eventually. I'm not going to put a timetable on it though. Like it's just like we're a lot closer than we were. We're making good progress. Okay, maybe not good progress. We're making progress. So I'd like to apologize to the community. I made a promise. I did not come through on that promise. So, yeah.
I didn't know he was going to do that. So So y'all are just as surprised as I am. But I'm going to applaud you because that, you know, you're following up, and that's good. I feel like what's going to have to happen here, and in fairness, this is the history of our friendship in situations like this. I'm going to have to end up going and getting my base and start noodling and then call you and be like, yo, hop on, let's knock this out. Because sometimes in projects like this, you need that like motivation, that kick in your ass. So I'm going to hold myself accountable to this. Granted, it's not my promise to uphold, but I will uphold this. I will take that and I will run with it with him to make sure it gets done for you all. So
eventually,
I've been itching to get my bass out anyways. I've actually been I've been visiting Guitar Center one too many times recently and staring at bass equipment. So
yeah, might
be time to get me a new amp.
Might be. I mean, I've got everything I need. I just need to do it. That, and I need to like, because admittedly I'm not a piano guy, or I guess I should say like MIDI keyboard guy. But like, you know, I've always just been kind of guitar and bass. You know, I can fuck around on a drum, but like I wouldn't exactly call myself a drummer. So it's a bit of a learning process too, to figure out like the best like softwares to use for it, what kind of sound I want, because then there's plugins involved. It's a whole thing. So that thing is a lot more complicated than I thought it was. But yeah,
nonetheless, it will be done.
It will.
So we will make sure that happens. Hold us both accountable. I will make sure to light the fire underneath his hindquarters, if you will. But with that, shall we get to the stories?
Indeed.
I start this week. You had mentioned that before we start recording. So I will start us off with number 4 this week on your weekly TIFU Digest. Today I fucked up by subconsciously clenching my pelvic muscles for years and giving myself ED. Well, you know what helps with ED? I'm so sorry, Alex.
I'm glad we already did the bit. Like I can cut that part out. I'm not going to, but I could.
All right. I, 30 male, have been dealing with ED for a while, mostly weak erections and soft glands. It crept in slowly and got worse over time. I assumed it was because of my sedentary lifestyle. So I started working out, eating better, and getting more sleep. After a few months with no improvement, I got seriously worried and started looking for answers. That's when I came across some info about pelvic floor dysfunction in men. It mentioned tight pelvic muscles being a possible cause. That's when it hit me. I've been subconsciously clenching my pelvic floor muscles for years without even realizing it. Probably made worse by frequent masturbation and stress. Out of curiosity, I tried a few Kegels. Almost immediately, I noticed a big difference. My erection was nearly back to full. Still having some soft gland issues, but it was a real improvement I'd seen. Later, I'd read that doing Kegels with already tight pelvic muscles can make things worse. So now I've paused them and shifted to yoga, deep breathing, and relaxing stretches. Planning to ease back into Kegels once things loosen up a bit. If you're dealing with unexplained ED, don't overlook your pelvic floor. You might be clenching without even knowing it. TLDR, had ED for a while, assumed it was a lifestyle. Turns out I've been clenching my pelvic muscles for years. Kegels helped, but now focusing on relaxing first. Progress is real, hoping for a full recovery. Edit, I wanted to share symptoms that led me to arrive at this self-diagnosis. 1, feeling that urine has not drained fully. Sometimes a few drops leak after a few seconds of peeing. 2, trouble closing and locking down the tube after peeing. 3, much to my embarrassment, I started to fart when coughing on occasion. Very rarely, but I was very concerned. At least it wasn't in front of anyone since I work from home. And 4, I sit for long hours in front of my computer for work and play. That said, I'm going to see a pelvic floor physiotherapist soon, as many comments suggested. If you do face similar symptoms, it is best to do the same. Edit number 2. The pelvic floor contracts and relaxes multiple times a day for various normal activities like lifting weights, sneezing, and coughing. Please do not confuse this with what I did. I basically clenched for longer periods of time without letting go. This happened on a regular basis for years. Don't be scared if you feel your Kegels tighten for a short while. That's entirely normal. Thanks, user ACB strikes again. Would that be considered a fuck up?
I mean, a long term one, yeah. If you're just kind of constantly in a clenched state, you know, and
I suppose, yeah.
you know, I mean, it's not like, yeah, it's, you didn't know any better, you know, like it was subconscious. You didn't realize it was happening. So, like, I wouldn't like necessarily like blame him, but
yeah, I don't think so. To me, it's if especially if it's something that your body does naturally, you just don't realize it. Like it kind of goes with like posture and things like that, like things that you know you should be doing, but you don't think about it because subconsciously you just do it. People walk around with bad posture and don't think about it until it's already well beyond. They're like, oh, why is my back hurting? Oh, it's because I'm walking around slouched over. I wouldn't say this is a fuck up. I would say what this is you caught the fuck up early enough to try and fix it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If this had been like, this is a solid fact, you can't move past it. This happened because of this, and now you're catching the problem, then yeah, you fucked up. But you caught it, and now you're actually actively working to fix the issue. I think that's a great job.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely good growth. And I mean, it definitely made me like think like, am I clenching? You know, like
same.
I gotta watch out. But I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. Glad that, you know, you had a problem, saw it through, hopefully fixed it permanently. So, I mean, yeah, not really a big fuck up overall.
Yeah. I fully admit when I was reading like the when I was reading the 1 through 4 right there on the edit, I was like, feeling that urine that is not drained fully. No, I feel pretty drained. Trouble closing and locking down the tube after peeing. No, that's easy. Like I started going through in my head, like, am I having problems with that? And then the one that got me was I started to fart when coughing on occasion. I'm like, I cough a lot. I don't fart when I cough. Like I'm good. So, hey,
your pelvic floor is flooring it up.
Solid pelvic floor right there. This is a great look. I know we're a lousy show and all, but this is a great reminder that like you only get one body.
Yeah.
Take care of it. Like if something feels weird, get it checked out.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like
good advice.
Please do.
Yep. See, first comment here. For a brief moment, I was confused about the relation between your pelvic muscles and an eating disorder.
That I'll admit, that's why I started to giggle for a second. I was like, oh fuck. Next comment down. I've got my finger in my ass, but I forgot what to do next.
I like the reply to that. It's okay, just repeat with fluid motion. Things should get interesting soon.
The next one down. Take it out and make sure your fingernail is cut. Oh my god. Somebody later down the thread said, hang on, mate, I'm on the way. Oh man, this is solid.
This is from user halal porn, by the way.
Moving on.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Next up. Today I fucked up by accidentally becoming the villain in 40 Kids Morning. I'm a school bus driver, and today I fucked up. This morning, everything felt smooth. I started my route on time, traffic was light, and every stop went off without a hitch. But barely any kids were getting on. It was strange enough that by stop 8, usually one of my busiest, I asked a few of the regulars who usually chat with me, where is everyone today? In my mind, I tried to play it off. Maybe there's a field trip. Maybe school's doing something special today. I convinced myself that it wasn't me. Then I got to stop 9, which is always my busiest, and saw kids running for dear life to catch my bus. That's when I finally glanced at my wristwatch. I was 3.5 minutes early. At that point, it all hit me at once. I had been early to every stop. My bus clock was running fast, and I hadn't noticed because normally everything just lines up. So I sat there at stop 9 for 3.5 minutes, watching the aftermath of my mistake unfold in real time. After finishing the route and dropping off the kids, I was driving to take my daughter to her school. That's when I saw them. Kids I was supposed to pick up, my kids, walking along the sidewalk of a major road. They looked up at the bus as we passed. The expressions weren't confused or angry, they were haunting, like they'd been left behind and knew exactly who did it. And the worst part, so did I. TLDR, my bus clock was running fast, so I accidentally showed up 3.5 minutes early to all my stops. I thought everything was just weirdly quiet until I saw kids sprinting to catch the bus at stop 9. Later, I drove past the ones I missed walking to school and got haunting looks of betrayal. I was the villain in their mourning.
Yo, I want you to take a trip down memory lane with me.
Oh, God.
Senior year.
I was driving.
Okay.
So.
I was as well. Do you remember? Because the bus that went through my neighborhood was part of this. It was wintertime. And when you and I drove, we got to leave much later than when the bus came. But do you remember the winter storm that came through? And all the bus drivers who were hell-bent on getting the kids to school got stuck on the side of the highway.
Oh, because that was the ice storm, right?
Yeah.
No, wait. I might be thinking of a different one because I was 15 for the one I'm thinking of because I had my learners and I had to drive with dad.
No, this was our senior year.
Okay, so probably another one that I'm not thinking of. But.
Yeah. I remember there was one our senior year, and because the bus that I was supposed to ride was part of it. It was like 5 buses because the schools waited way too late. But the bus drivers were all like, "We can make it. We got this." And then all the kids got stuck on the bus, and the bus drivers were like, "We fucked up so bad." Like they were stuck there for a while. It got to a point where parents were driving out to go get their kids off the bus. I remember that. Yeah, like that. Like this reminds me of that where like the bus driver was just like, "I'm so sorry." What did it cost? Everything. Like, just but honestly, props for being early. I guess like you were rolling, but
yeah. I mean,
go ahead.
It's a little bit of a fuck up, but I mean, at the same time too, that I think that's also a good lesson for the kids to not like you kind of need to show up a little early sometimes, and not be rolling up as the bus is getting there because shit happens, timetables are going to change, so like you need to have some buffer time.
Yeah.
And so like I mean I remember I'd always get to the end of my street when I rode the bus like 10 minutes early because I was the first and last, well not the first, but like one of the first and one of the last stops.
You were on the cut.
Yeah, it was an hour and a half bus ride almost. Yeah. It was at least an hour, just depending on kind of what happened. But so I would always get there like 10 minutes early just to make sure. And like on the cold days, my dad would drive me up to the end of the road or my mom, either one, just that way I had like a warm place to sit. Because yeah, that was rough in the winter sometimes, but yeah, I don't think it's a crazy fuck up, but like, they'll remember that for sure.
Oh yeah. This gives me a newfound respect for bus drivers though.
Oh yeah. I'm sure I have the utmost respect for bus drivers, dude. Like, I don't know how the fuck they deal with the kids just by themselves and then having to drive them around, gum being thrown and shit. Like, no.
Yeah. Well, and also with this, like to know that they have to be so on it at specific times, like that's a strict schedule. Mm-hmm. I will say my oldest, I feel kind of bad. So the neighborhood that I live in, his school is really close by. Like we live in a neighborhood where most of the neighborhood walks to school. Like that's just how cool our neighborhood is. Like we don't really have to worry about that kind of thing. And I'm okay with that. But he gets spoiled because we hop in my truck and listen to good music on the way up to his school. That boy One day he's gonna learn. One day dad's gonna be like, I can't take you to school today. You have to walk it. And he's gonna learn what the Nike Express looks like. Then them lemon pepper steppers are gonna have to be broken in. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I remember back in our day, dude, bus rides were, God, that was.
I hated them. Soon as I begged my parents, I was like, please don't make me ride that thing. And they started taking me to school. I think 10th grade. Like once I had my learner's permit for sure, they would let me drive to school every day and then just of course drive the car back. But
yeah,
I hated it.
First comment here says, really, how does a bus clock even get that far off? It's kind of wild. And I guess my sense of time isn't always great either. So I can sympathize with OP's chaotic morning. Like that's what I'm saying. It's impressive how tight knit their schedule is. Like,
yeah,
you've got to be on it for that kind of thing, man. But also to your point too, like those kids go learn a lesson. Like, don't show up right when the bus gets there.
Yeah, sometimes timetables don't work out the way you want them to, and you have to, learn to deal with it. But
yeah.
Next comment here. My paranoid mother made me get to the bus stop at least 20 minutes early every day, rain or shine, snow or no. And up here in Maine, that was brutal. Oh, God.
No, thank you.
No, thanks. I'm good.
All right. Moving on.
Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button while you're here and join the Lousy Listeners. And also, click the join button. For $2.99 a month, you can become a Lousy member where you can get some awesome perks, cool emotes, and interact with Sam and I. Also, click the link to join our Discord and have fun with all the other Lousy Listeners. Let's get back to the video.
I'm the lucky one who gets both NSFW ones this week. So, number 2 this week. Today I fucked up by asking what a guy who hates me said about me in a group chat.
So that's where.
So you like to gamble. Okay. I, 20 female, was hanging out with some of my friends. Namely, one of my friends brought her boyfriend with her. I like the guy, but he definitely doesn't run in the same circles as the rest of us. He was telling us a story involving one of his friends who I happen to have a class with. Let's call this friend Eric. I really don't know the guy. I just like I really don't know any of his friends, but I have noticed whenever I was in class with Eric, he seemed to go out of his way to not interact with me. Like not even look at me, even though I sat relatively in his direct line of sight. Even in group discussions, he seemed to ignore me or vaguely glare at me. So naturally, I said something like, oh my God, dude, Eric hates me for some reason. Is there anything I did to upset him? And suddenly, the boyfriend gets super uncomfortable. And the girlfriend, my friend, kind of starts laughing a bit. She suddenly goes, oh, come on, tell her what he said in the group chat. The guy seemed really hesitant to tell me, so I started pressing him a bit because I was worried I had actually screwed up and had something to apologize for, as it seemed to me this random person hated me. I'm also kind of having fun with it. I was kind of thinking, well, what's the worst it could be? I literally barely spoken to him. Eventually, he goes, well, I just don't think he hates you at all. He actually really likes you. Now I was even more confused, so I press again and he comes out with it. Well, he says, Eric kind of has some strange turn-ons. I obviously immediately started pressing again because literally what the fuck? And he goes, Eric has mentioned a few times how you have a huge forehead. You're a part of like a lot of his fantasies because of how big yours is. He says he wants to come all over it. Why me? Why me? This man I barely know is talking in a group chat with literally dozens of his friends about his fucking forehead kink and my huge fucking forehead. I stopped pressing after that shit, but apparently that wasn't even the worst of it. Learn my lesson, FML. TLDR, friend's boyfriend was in a group chat with a guy I thought hated me and made clear some shit went down in it. When I press the issue, turns out he just wants to fuck me because of my huge ass forehead. Edit. Please stop asking for forehead pic.
Wonder how confused he was when Megamind came out.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude.
That is very unfortunate. And that's how I met your mother.
I
was not expecting that.
Like how big the forehead though?
I love the edit. Yeah, the police stop asking for forehead pics. Oh,
I like. I'm kind of like going through their like just like to read anything they've posted about this, but they've been very like short and sweet about their responses.
I mean, hey, some people like some different things to other people, so you know, maybe it's a good thing. But
I mean, like, we don't kink shame around here.
No. But
I mean, like,
damn girl, what that forehead do? I'm so sorry.
I just like.
I'm reading the first
like,
comment.
I go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, first one here is what the fuck? Well, look on the bright side then. At least you don't got any haters. It's very true.
This is true.
Responded saying, apparently another topic of conversation was how I've had a glow up, so I'll take it. So, all right. Does that mean you have a very shiny forehead? That's so fucked.
That's fucked.
So
next comment down says time to get banged so he can't see your huge ass forehead anymore. The next comment beneath that said bangs are just lingerie for forehead kinksters. Part them, baby, part them slow.
What the fuck?
I can't, dude. I fucking can't. This is oh my god. Oh my god. No. No. Go to the third comment. Don't read the third comment. Look at the responses underneath it. Specifically, that second picture. Oh my god. Tell me you see it.
Yeah. The comments just in general are great. The fourth one is, oh my god, Becky, look at her forehead. It is so big. Ugh. She looks like one of those fetish guys' girlfriends, but you know, who understands those fetish guys? And the response, I like big heads and I cannot lie.
You mega brainers can't deny. When a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a 580 in my face, I get sprung.
Just wanna quiz ya, trivia, then Mad Libs ya. Even scholars be staring, frontal lobe so daring.
Oh my god, dude! I can't. We gotta move on.
We gotta go. Yep. Oh fuck.
Oh my god.
It's empty. Damn. All right.
Oh.
Last one. Number one.
Oh my god.
Story for the week so far.
Oh. All right. Let's get into it.
Yep. Today I fucked up by not realizing I didn't have a master's degree. Interesting. I'm on mobile, so sorry for the formatting. This happened yesterday, but I guess the fuck up technically spans approximately 5 years. I finished my master's degree in late 2019, or at least I thought I did. After a grueling year of working part-time and writing my dissertation, at long last I got it finished, presented it in November, got my grade immediately after. My dad was even there to watch the presentation. Good times. Because the holidays were right around the corner, I didn't have my diploma until February 2020, and well, I think we all know what happened to the world right after. When I got home after getting the diploma, I scanned it so I would have a digital copy to send to employers and stuff. But the physical versions put the physical version safely away and proceeded to not really think about it anymore. That's where the fuck up began. To be honest, I didn't even really look at it super carefully. Writing my dissertation was so incredibly exhausting and draining that I was just glad it was over and wanted to focus on my work. Years went by. I got through the pandemic. My career as a freelancer started gaining momentum. I fell in love, even moved to a different country. Recently, I changed my name and emailed my university to ask about getting new copies of my diplomas with the new name. Somewhere in one of the replies from the university, they asked, "Are you perhaps referring to your specialization diploma? We have no record of you finishing a dissertation, only all the other classes in the master's degree." My heart dropped. I looked at the digital copy I've kept for years, even dug up the physical version just to be sure, and lo and behold, while the diploma does mention the master's degree by its name very early on the middle of the second page, it does specify that it's a specialization. I have to admit, I panicked. I scoured my old emails for something, anything that could help me prove that I didn't imagine the whole thing, and wrote back explaining what I did, or that I did finish my dissertation, and asking that what can be done to try to understand what actually happened here. They haven't replied yet. Hopefully, they will in the next few days. I know the professor who was my advisor can vouch for the fact that the presentation did indeed happen, but I'm terrified that because it's been so long, nothing can really be done about it anymore. I guess time will tell. I honestly feel heartbroken. Thinking that all that hard work could go to waste makes me want to cry. More than anything, I'm furious at myself for not paying more attention and catching this sooner. I feel like such an idiot. Wish me luck figuring this out. TLDR, I thought I finished my master's degree, but the university didn't actually have any record of me finishing my dissertation and only gave me a specialization diploma. I didn't notice for 5 years and have no idea if this can be fixed or if it's too late. Edit, you guys, I found my dissertation in the university's online repository. It was published after all. I'm emailing them again with this information. Hopefully, it will be enough proof that this is most likely an administrative error. Tomorrow is a holiday in my home country, so I'm not expecting to hear back from them until Monday, but I will make an update as post as soon as I have more news. Also, I understand that in most English-speaking countries, you write and defend a thesis for a master's degree, but I'm not from an English-speaking country. In my university, they call it a dissertation. I'm sorry if that caused some confusion.
Yeah, I was a little confused there, knowing how we operate here, and that's why I started to pick up on the fact that they're probably not from the U.S.
Yeah.
But W at the end of that—that's huge.
Big dubs.
I was gonna say this, and this is okay. I have a theory, and I don't know if I should say the theory, but I'm gonna say the theory. I have a theory. I believe it was 2019 or 2020, one of the two. Astronomers found a black hole that opened up relatively near our galaxy. I have a theory that we actually went through a black hole in the middle of our sleep. Like at some point in the day, it just happened and we kind of through it, and we're living on the opposite end of this. And the reason I say that is if you ever have a moment, especially like, and I've seen this lately, and I know that I'm just one person, but if you've been experiencing this too, let me know. There are times when I'll be doing something and I'll be like, oh yeah, I definitely did this back then. And I'll look and I'm like, wait, did I fucking make that up? Like it doesn't exist. Like, I don't know why, but sometimes that happens to me. Or like in this case, like you realize like I spent all this time working on this dissertation and it doesn't exist. Right? Thankfully for this person, of course it did. But am I the only one who thinks that? Like I can't be the only one. I feel like
it's a theory of some sort. See, I think the correct one is when Harambe was killed.
Oh, 100%.
That's what set it off. It set off the chain of events. Like that kid was a time traveler and fucked up everything. So,
yeah,
it's the scientifically proven fact. So,
yeah,
we can't go back.
No. R.I.P. Harambe. Drop that in the comments down below.
R.I.P. Dicks out for Harambe, actually.
After how our like last week has gone, I'm really happy this ended on a high note.
yeah. I was a little worried. I was like, so yeah, it seems to be, I think this can be fixed relatively easily, especially if they have record of it and it's published. You know, I think the only potential problem OP might have is the name change, but hopefully as long as all the supporting documentation is tight on that, then I think it should just be as simple as just actually, you know, issuing a diploma. I know my wife's going for her doctorate right now, and she's, you know, probably 80% of the way done with her dissertation. So she's almost done. She's all done with her coursework. And I know if something like this happened, some heads would fucking roll at her university. So
yep.
I will tell her about this and be like, make sure you read the fucking diploma before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Actually, she should probably double check her master's, kind of think of it, but
I mean, it doesn't hurt.
No, it won't hurt at all.
But I'm also a college dropout, so I don't ever expect to come back.
Same, yeah.
Yeah. Well, ping pong was more important than classes up top.
Hell yeah.
First comment here said, bro, what? This is like my worst nightmare. Yeah. I think this would be the case for anything. Like, especially if you spend that much time on something, you realize it's like, it's not what you thought it was. And you're just like, how did I do that? Oh, what? Like 100%.
Yep. Next one here. I'm lucky to be in the opposite situation. I ended up not turning in my dissertation due to homelessness and mental health issues. Obviously knew I'd failed, felt very sad, but just got on with life. Then my diploma turned up in the mail with my final grades. They'd given me 50% on my dissertation, the exact grade I needed for a pass. I think someone just took pity on me. They knew that what was going on with me in my personal life because I'd been having therapy through uni and regular meetings with my tutor about everything. Damn.
That turned into a W. Holy shit, though. Like,
yeah. Hope everybody's okay at this point.
Yeah, honestly. Wow. I mean, hey, look, you know what? W's all around. Everybody wins on this one. And we love to hear that. So,
yep. So what we learned from today's episode, watch your pelvic floor and read your master's degree.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. As always, we love to read them. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you have yet to do so. We greatly appreciate it. Like the video to send this out to the ethos of YouTube, and we'll see y'all on Saturday.
Bye.
Later.